I was thinking a great deal this last week in suffering and hardship about the suffering of Jesus Christ on the cross. And I recollected through the years the many versions of the 7 last words of Christ that have been taken by authors, poets, composers, and placed in song. And I started looking up the 7 last words of Christ. Of course, they weren't 7 words. They were 7 sayings that Jesus said, words that came from his mouth in segments through the Gospels on the cross. The first, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. From Luke chapter 23, verse 34. A promise, an act of mercy from a person being very mistreated. His thoughts in the midst of his suffering were that these people don't deserve punishment because they don't understand what they're doing. The second, truly I say to you, this day you will be with me in paradise, was a promise to one of the fellow robbers on the cross, a promise about grace, unmerited gift of life. Jesus then turned to his mother and to John, his other disciple, and said, Woman, behold your son. Son, this is your mother. From John 19, 26 and 27. Difficult sayings, and then the pain seems to have embraced Jesus. And he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? Many people have speculated that God turned his back on Jesus. I have often believed that this is but the first words of the 22nd Psalm, a cry of one being tortured. And then, I thirst, John 19:28. The heat of the day, the loss of blood, the loss of fluids, great suffering. It is finished, the 6th word from the cross. John 19:30. And then, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. From Luke 23:46. It was a tumultuous event, an earth-shattering event. There was a thunderstorm blowing in, and the earthquake came, and the temple veil was torn in two. And for the first confession of faith in the gospel according to Mark, that comes not from someone who is demon-possessed, was a Roman centurion who looked up and said, truly, this man was the Son of God. Surely it was the Son of God who died for the sins of the world.